guys, welcome to this marketing training. This is Barath Surendran, and this training, marketing training, I did because I've been exploring a lot of stuff on marketing. Because simple reason is I have to help my client. So simple as this, that I have to help my client, and working with the client. It's a biomedical company, right? So and it's a kind of a long-term commitment that I have with this client, that the client actually wanted to have proper frameworks, proper marketing frameworks to be put, and we are also working on kind of a kind of a model which you adapt from some important people, and one particular thing is like the Stanford seed program that the founder of the company is associated with, and he also gives some inputs from the seed as well. That is one, and also what exactly you did. So I took important stuff and making sure that I'm actually putting this marketing training into place, because reason is, you as a marketer, you have to understand the basics. What exactly happens is, if people do not understand the basics, I think the business is going to suffer. And there is another client I also work with. Uh, it's a healthcare, again, a healthcare organization, where I found that if you're not having the basic fundamental understanding of what exactly marketing is all about, it is going to be very difficult. So this program, what exactly I've done is I've given you a kind of say the basic things that you have to understand, right? So what is exactly marketing? Marketing, if you really take marketing, marketing is about uh, right. So marketing is um, it's actually a process. Now, before I tell you what exactly this process is all about, marketing. What is the marketing? Marketing is, you have products and services on one end, and there are customers on the other end. And if suppose you are actually trying to market these products to customers, and customers in turn actually they are consuming this product, and you are able to actually create value to your customers, and this is a cyclic process. And if you can do this is what marketing is all about, right? This is what marketing is all about. And a very important thing is, what you're actually trying to do is, you're trying to fulfill the needs and the wants of the buyers. So are you able to fulfill the needs and the wants of the buyer? And that is very, very important. And if you can do that, that's for marketing. So it is actually a cyclic in nature, and it is not linear in nature. Sometimes we think that, particularly engineers, particularly people who are from the technology background, they always look at things as a kind of a, marketing as an event. But marketing is not even marketing is actually a cyclic process. It's actually a continuous process. So that's the very important thing that you have to understand. So marketing is actually a process. It is something cyclic in nature, and you have to go step by step. It's not about making sure getting a sale. Online, particularly these days, what exactly happens is, everybody is focusing on the sale, and I'm to spend money on advertisement, and I want immediately to convert into sales, and that doesn't happen. It doesn't not happen. It will never happen. So just putting an advertisement, sales will not happen. So putting an advertisement, that is something else is going to happen. What is that thing that you have to understand? So it's not about immediately making a sale. It would not happen. It is a process, and you have to understand what exactly the process is all about, right? Of course, there is nothing so simple as I can give a definition. Marketing is a process of converting a stranger into a friend, and a friend into a prospect, and prospect into a customer. So there is steps which is involved in marketing, and if you are not going to look at the steps, then it's going to become very, very difficult for a marketer to, just making sale. It's not going to happen, right? So next thing is, as a marketer, you have to have a concept. You have to work on a philosophy. And what is this philosophy is all about? It's very, very important. So marketing, some of them think that just by producing the product, you can actually immediately you can actually sell the product. By producing, you will not be able to sell. So production concept. And somebody thinks that if I'm able to create a quality product, the product will sell on its own. So that is one another concept which says that just by producing a quality product, you can actually sell. Yes, of course it can happen, but not really. Not going to really happen unless until you're going to sell. So there's a sales concept comes into picture. That is, you have to sell. If you have to sell, you have to have sales team, and if you can do sales, and it's all about selling. So I'm just focusing on sales. And the other other set of people might have something beyond sales. That is like the marketing is understanding the needs of the buyer and the wants of the buyer, and then going and trying to produce things which are needed in the market and then provide that. So that is a marketing concept. So what exactly happens? The sales concept is people might not be actually thinking about what is the need of the customer, but trying to push the product by doing selling. So it becomes more pushy in nature. So in marketing concept, we are not going to really try to push them, but we are going to understand the needs of the buyer and try to actually create such kind of products in the marketplace. Something which is higher than this is something which is like thinking about the social well-being, about the society as a whole. For example, you have Tata's, for example. Tata is a company which always thinks about what exactly the society needs and they actually provide those services. So this is one thing which you have to really look at. So I think the societal part is very very important. I'm very sure about it. Right. Let's take the next one important thing: screen. Right. It's important in any business you have to understand. If you get into as a consultant, even if you go into business, what does the business have? A business has lots of strangers, and actually struggling to actually make sales. What exactly happens is strangers do not buy. Strangers do not buy. And if you have to actually sell, it's not the cold market. You don't know the cold market is going to really give. It's going to the warm market. And what exactly warm market? When I say warm market, it's like sometimes we look at this like there are a set of people who are loyal to you, right? But they are not profitable. So they can be parasitic. There's some clients might be parasitic. It's called the barnacles. Barnacles are small shell-like creatures which are actually sticking onto the whale, like other fishes and things like that, and they suck the energy out, and but they're not actually profitable, right? Like that, you might have clients who may not be profitable, and there might be some clients who might actually come and buy and go, and probably they might actually come and buy and go, but they are not really much loyal, but they keep going and coming and sales happening. So that's called butterflies. Do you have butterflies in the business? You might have butterflies in the business. So can you convert them into long-term customers? If they're long-term customers, and those people become your true friends, and does your company really making true friends? So look at this one concept and understand: are we making true friends? Right. So if you take any business, do you have some products which are actually selling? And are we making money? And are we making profit? What are those products? Right? What are those strategic business units? Some strategic business units do not make any sales, not growth, no share, market share. Some of them actually start making growth, making sales, but not reach out too much actually. So what you have to do is look at this one. If I'm in that, and probably I have to focus more on the marketing, more spending on the advertisement or whatever. And let's say if I'm able to actually create market share, more on market share, then probably should I actually look at you know going to other segments of the market also, if, or should I actually produce new products, new innovative products to actually make sure that I have to have uh, look at there's possibilities or the strategies that you can evolve by looking at whether the product is a star product. If it is a star product, then what should I do? I have to increase my market share. That's what I have to do. Increase my market share. And if suppose it's going to decline and it's going to become like standard, and if I am able to create a cash flow or cash cow, I would actually think about creating new products, maybe, probably. That's I think I'm actually supposed to do. So I have to derive some equation here. So one of the equations you create is this, right? What exactly you do is think about whether I have to spend a lot of money on marketing, raise increasing the reach and sales, or should I, as I told you, should I actually create new products, or should I actually go to new segments, or totally diversify my entire, product. So these are something strategy that we have to actually go about thinking about, right? Initially, for any business, you don't need to think about. You should think about one particular product. Of course, you have to actually look at one particular product. But that one particular product alone is not enough. You have to have a value chain. There is something called a value chain. So I have to have the initial product. Then after that, I have to have a back end product and so on. So one of the concepts in marketing, if you look at this, is a way of thinking. I would say it's a way of thinking. Marketing, a way of thinking. Segmentation. So if you take a market, always segment the market into smaller pieces, and targeting those particular niche markets, and try to position yourself as somebody there, as a brand, right? And how you are going to differentiate yourself from others. So there are others who are there, there is somebody else is there. How you are going to differentiate yourself? Differentiation can be of any type, right? It can be of any type. Right? I can differentiate myself by wearing a Superman shirt, and I will become something look like Superman. That's the differentiation. I'm different from others. So, how do I differentiate? Right? Differentiation can be product differentiation, it can be pricing differentiation, it can be services differentiation, it can be anything different from your competitors. That's something which you have to really think about, how to differentiate yourself. Once you do that, then right, what is the product we are selling, and what's the price point at which we sell, how we're going to promote it, right? We're going to internet, Facebook or Instagram or what, and so on. Right? So as I told you, marketing is actually a process. Marketing is actually a process, and one of the important things I would say, make it easy to. This is one process which I would say. So analysis, first you analyze what exactly is what, and then you create a plan. Strategy is nothing but a plan. Strategy is a sequential, step of action that lead to a result. Is what strategy is all. And then you implement, and then you try to control. So this is something we call it Also, American Army uses something called the OODA loop. OODA loop is observe, orient, and design and act. So design and act, implement, and then you totally understand, and then try to again observe and then orient again. So this is something which is a systematic way. This is one way of thinking actually. The marketing is actually a process, right? And you should also understand all the business things depends upon the microeconomic and the macroeconomics. There are two things, micro and macro. And when COVID came, it was macroeconomic conditions. So macroeconomic conditions were like that, and you have to adapt to the macroeconomic conditions. The microeconomics is about your competitors, about your suppliers, about your customers, about your employees, all those things, factors which affects your business. So it's very important you have to understand the dynamics of these macroeconomic conditions as well. And we have to put a proper framework for marketing to happen, because if your marketing has to happen, this is something which I have adapted for digital marketing, right? Digital marketing, you have to have the proper platform, proper marketing automation systems and things, all those things has to be done in order for you to actually go about putting all your marketing campaigns. So I think something which you have to lay the foundation, before you actually go about doing whatever you are supposed to do, right? And people buy. Why do they buy? People buy for so many different reasons. People because of psychological need, because they have a lot of problems, psychological problems, right? People might have pain, and because of the pain they actually want to solve the problem, psychological problems. People buy because of the brand. The brand is good, right? There is a promise which is delivered, because of personal factors, because of people, say the friends who are actually telling you that this is a very good a product that you can actually buy. Family might influence, social factors, cultural factors, and so many other factors which actually make you to buy. You take, for example, if you have mask, for example, you have to wear mask because the reason is so simple as it is because the environmental factors that you have to actually wear a mask. So those are factors which actually influence you to buy products and services. And so I like to thank you for staying and listening to this video. And this is the first video of this kind. And I'm going to do again another video which is going to continue further from whatever we are going to leave. And anybody who actually are interested to learn more from me, you can always contact me. My email ID is info@barathsurendran.in, and you can also visit barathsurendran.in, BARATH Barath Surendran, SURENDRAN.in. And you can also call me. My number is 9440 And see you all in another video. Thank you very much. See you all. And do take one important thing, that you have to commit to become a lifelong learner when it comes to marketing.